Your other option here is because you know this guy, you're champ 2, and people at champ 2 love to dive. I like that you didn't panic off of spawn and rush this ball. One thing I've said before in the past is off of spawn, you really don't want to try to put yourself on a ball that you shouldn't have to be on. Today we're going to be doing a replay analysis for Battle Machine, who is champion 2 division 1, and he's playing some 3v3, which is awesome. I love doing 3v3 replay analysis. I get so many 2v2 submissions because the general population like playing 2v2 more than 3v3 because they just don't know how to finesse the rotations and the positioning in 3v3. But that's what I'm here for. I'm here to teach you how to play 3v3 properly. With that said, I do plan on soon, after I get a couple of these replay analysis recorded ahead of time, so I have a kind of a stockpile of them and I can spend a little bit more time on a single video. I'm going to make a couple, maybe one, maybe break it up, I'm not sure, one or a couple videos on rotating and positioning, pretty much a 3v3 tutorial. And it's going to be, I already have really good ideas for it, so subscribe if you're looking forward to that. Subscribe if you want to see that, because it's coming. Huge, in-depth 3v3 tutorial on positioning, rotations, decision making in different common scenarios in 3v3. But without further ado, let's get into the analysis. Champion 2, Div 1, that's what I said, right? Yep, 3v3. Okay, so right away, I'm just gonna tell you, make this easier on yourself. Looks like you left ball cam on here and decided to just hold your stick over to the side in order to path yourself over the boost. Or maybe you have your camera setting as hold to toggle or whatever it is. Let me see what that's called. Oh, I can't see my in-game controls from the replay, but if you have on the setting to where you have to hold your ball cam button in order for it to be on, I don't know, that might be what this is. Turn that off. All right, you just want to be able to toggle it. Secondly, if you just are using your stick to look over in this direction while keeping your ball cam on, just turn your ball cam off, right? Either way, you're not looking at the play in order to grab this boost, but by holding your stick over to the side in order to see this boost, in order to path towards this boost, you're just using an extra finger. You're making it harder on yourself. Just turn off your ball cam, go grab the boost, and then turn your ball cam back on once you're lined up. Or get good at being able to keep your ball cam on, watch the kickoff while also grabbing the corner boost. Don't make the game harder than it has to be. I'm not going to say too much there. Yeah, okay. So you hesitated there. This little hesitation. Bam, you know that's not on target. You know it's going to bounce off the backboard. Your reaction time was a little slow though, because instead of driving forward, continue to drive forward in order to meet this ball, you back up for a second, right? You already know the ball's not on target. Stop backing up, start pushing forward in order to get this ball off of the back wall. And then as you're pushing up, you hesitate on putting yourself in position to take the next touch on this ball for no reason. Again, you're next on this ball, but you hesitate to go. Just too much hesitation in this decision right here, and it looks like Grizzly's going to beat you to the ball because of it and score an open net. So that was just too much hesitation there. If I could just sum that up into one mistake, it's just too much hesitation in that moment. Again, doing the same thing where you're holding your stick over to the side to go grab the boost. Just turn your ball cam off, man. You're making this way harder on yourself than you need to. Okay, what I would like to see here are two different plays you can make. In this situation, I think the better play is going to be to drive up to this ball and don't even flip. Just meet the ball here as it comes down to the ground and just get a bounce on the ball, right? All you have to do is come up drive into this ball. That's gonna send the ball popping really high in the air, and then you stay on the wall, right? This is why you don't flip, so it doesn't mess up your movement as you see it did for you. You flipped and you ended up face planting into the wall. You didn't have to flip. One touch on the ball, as soon as it hits the ground, pops it up into the air where you follow it on the wall. That's all you had to do here, right? All you had to do here, meet the ball as it bounces, pop it into the air, and follow it on the wall. And then hit it towards their backboard, towards their net, towards midfield if you have a teammate there. Your other option here is because you know this guy, you're champ 2, and people at champ 2 love to dive for everything. You know he's going to try to go for this ball. You could also, your second option, which isn't going to work every time, which is why I think the first play was better, because you could have beat him and gotten possession of the ball. But you could also fake this. You can drive up to the ball and then don't even hit it, and he'll possibly fly past the ball and miss, and then you can try to go again. Two options there. I think the first option is definitely better, but if you want to play it safe, not have to take a 50-50, not have to take yourself out of the play if he dunks you, then just coming up, faking, letting him whiff the ball, and then the ball is going to bounce up this way. You probably turn up the wall and again make a touch off the wall. Okay, don't go for that. Good decision not to go for that. That was way too far away from you. Wasn't a pass, and you would have just gotten beat. So good decision there not to go. I think you just missed the ball here, right? Bam, teammate's going. He decides not to go again. Yeah, I think that was just an unintentional miss. I do like, in some scenarios, intentionally letting a ball in this position get past you in order to be out for the outlet pass, as you do perfectly here. But in this play, I don't think that was, if this was intentional that you left this ball and then just went up for the outlet pass, in this play I don't like that, just because this guy's really close to this ball still, and he didn't flip into this ball for it to get past you. So he's very ready to go again, and the man that you're looking for the pass from is your last man. So if the guy on the opposite side of this ball from you goes again, flips into this ball and beats your last man, or gets a 50-50 on your last man that comes midfield, the other team can shoot and score on an open net. So this wasn't a great play to just fake the ball and go for the outlet pass, because the guy behind you is last man, and also this guy in front of you still has plenty of potential to make this threatening. He's not like out of the play. Yeah, your teammate shouldn't be turning on this ball. It's unfortunate. You love teammates that do that. That's going to be part of the video that I'm going to be making, the 3v3 video. Should have been your ball, but now you're in a bad spot because of that turn from your teammate. Nice. I like that you didn't panic off of spawn and rush this ball. One thing I've said before in the past is, off of spawn, you don't want to instantly rush the ball. Even if it's like, you know, only if it's like very, very dire. But off of spawn, usually you don't want to rush the ball instantly, because your teammates are going to be in position accounting for the fact that you're dead. And so one of them is probably going to be in position to get the next touch on the ball. So if you instantly off of spawn rush to the ball, and your teammate's also ready to go for the ball, there's a good chance you're going to end up double committing, because you're going for the ball, not knowing that your teammates were already ready to go for the ball in your absence. You've looked a lot better since the first, 30 seconds or so. You've looked pretty solid so far. You're not really doing much, but you're positioning well around your teammates. Your teammates are making a lot of missed rotations and missed touches and bad positioning. But you're accounting for that well. It seems like you're very used to having teammates who don't know how to position or make bad touches, and so you're playing very passive and very safe, which you're doing a good job at so far. The only thing so far that you need to work on is when you do get opportunities on the ball like this, that you are making the most of it, right? The first step is to, like you're doing, play passively and play smart around your teammates. If they're messing up, you got to cover for their bad decision making and positioning mistakes and rotational mistakes, like you are. You're doing well on that front. The next step in this strategy, though, is to always make the most out of your own possessions on the ball, because you're not going to have very many possessions on the ball because your teammates are flopping. When you do get those opportunities, you got to try to make really solid plays on the ball. Keep the ball close. Don't give up possession to the other team. Try to make a big solo play if you've got boost for it. Try to hit your teammates for a pass if you see them upfield. Really got to try to be as effective as possible on the ball when you do have those opportunities on the ball. Again, another bad touch from your team. I think you're trying to probably get the touch on the ball at the same time as this backflip here. It's kind of just a mechanical mistake, not realizing you wouldn't be able to do that. It's okay though. Let it slide. Not too much to say here. Except you need to take up the third man position at this point in time, right? You need to not try to continue rotating upfield and staying up as like second man, because you're low boost and you're backwards. Just try to get yourself out of your teammate's way at this point in time. Probably just want to drive up this way, get out of his way, come back down and cover the net while your two teammates push up forward. This is not a great position for you to try to stay up offensively. You're kind of useless. And work on them half flips, because you've been messing up a lot of half flips, or a lot of opportunities where you could have used a half flip. And your champ 2 definitely need to be having some more solid half flips, man. Watch some half flip tutorials and practice them. Half flips are going to be a big help if you don't already have those mastered, which it does not look like you do. This should be your teammate's ball. He's rotating all the way out to boost, it looks like. Yeah, that should have been your teammate's ball. Honestly, because this should be your teammate's ball, I've said it in the past before, you really don't want to try to put yourself on a ball that you shouldn't have to be on. If your teammate should be the one who's on the next ball, you don't want to try to cover for their absence of being on the ball, because a lot of the time what happens is your teammate ends up realizing, crap, I was supposed to be on that, or I am supposed to be on that. So they try to rush back upfield and rush back to the ball. And then you also try to make up for their absence on the ball, not realizing now that they're trying to rush back to the ball and make up for their bad positioning. So what happens is you end up double committing a lot of the time, because you're trying to cover for his absence, he's trying to make up for his absence, and then bam, you end up double committing. And because your teammate still has time to make it back into position to cover this next touch, and there's not really any danger here if you don't go, if you just wait for your teammate, the ball is just rolling. It's just rolling. It's just coming down this line. There's really no threat here. So I would just let your teammate come in to where he's supposed to be. Rotate back to the back post. Let your teammate realize, oh crap, I made a positioning mistake. Let me not do that again in the future. But if you go for this ball now, what's going to happen psychologically is your teammate's not going to learn from his mistake, and it's going to continue to happen as the game goes on. So I like to let, if the play is not threatening, if you don't have to go for the ball because your teammate's not there, just don't. and they'll hopefully realize, oh, I was supposed to be there, I made a mistake, and they're not going to do it again the rest of the game. Hopefully that's the goal. Pretty good aerial, pretty good aerial. Okay. Good help challenge there. See why this ends up being a double commit here. Let me go back. Let me go back. I keep going back in this play, but I can't help but feel like there was something better that could have been done. That touch isn't terrible. It's kind of, let me go back even more. See if there's any indication that Grizzly's going to be where he's at here. Not really. Grizzly's just fortunately kind of really well positioned for that touch he made. It was kind of a little lucky that Grizzly was positioned so well there, because he was weirdly positioned in the first place, but it ended up working. The only thing that, you know, in the future, this wouldn't have mattered. Grizzly still would have had the next touch on this ball. But in the future, imagine Grizzly's not there. What you could have done better here was just try to touch this ball slightly more towards the wall. Try to get this ball to land or to float sort of in this direction here, and land yourself on the sidewall so that you can go again. Difficult to do, but it's not that hard. And it's a good way to make a soft touch that you can follow up on again and not just give away possession. Because this touch, even if Grizzly wasn't there, is not a good touch, because it's just your opponent's going to have an easy grab on the ball, right? You see this right here. Imagine Grizzly's not here. This ball is still just going to come and land around this area, and he collects and has an easy touch. You didn't really do much with that touch. But if you were to take this and hit this ball just slightly, a little lobbier, get it floating around this area, land back on the wall, and then you're still in a threatening position to go again. 50 LC Martin if he goes, maybe beat him if he goes. Maybe he doesn't go at all because he sees that you're still in a threatening position. Just trying to set yourself up in order to be able to go again would have been really good here. Grizzly still would have had it, but in a world where Grizzly wasn't here, that would have been a much better play. All right, yeah, this, you should have been all over this ball. It's unfortunate. You tried getting this boost steal, I think, because you hear your opponent back there rotating back, but just spatially with how this flip sounds from your opponent, he's already grabbing that boost. You're not gonna be able to stop him from getting this boost, and it's not even worth you trying to stop him from getting that mid boost. But that flip, it sounded like it was right off to your right, so there's no way you're gonna beat this guy to the boost next to you. Really poor decision to try to grab that boost and steal it from your opponent. This is completely your ball, and it's pretty free. If you would have gone for this ball instead of trying to go for the boost here, you would have been all over this play. And even after he gets that boost, you still should be going for this ball. Turn left, go for the ball off of the wall. If anybody isn't challenging, you can take the ball to the ground for a midfield pass, for a solo play. Or, like I said, just go up off the wall, hit it to the backboard as a pass, maybe try to take a shot. But that is 100% your ball. And now it looks like Grizzly's possibly beating you. He doesn't beat you. You got really fortunate that they didn't have a much better possession now. Oof. You were positioned well in order to get this ball if your teammate doesn't go or if he misses like he did. Again, you're playing well. You're positioning for your teammate's mistakes well. And then just slightly missed your execution on the catch, which was weird because you had it perfectly lined up until you literally had to just catch the ball. Like, bam, where you're at right now, you're perfectly lined up to catch this ball if he misses. But then you just make a touch at the very last second, or a turn at the very last second. That was a pretty decent play. You were trying to cut it around him and realized you couldn't. So instead of still trying to get it cut around him and getting dunked really hard and actually possibly straight into the net, right? If you were way off to the side here, trying to commit to cutting this past him, even though you can't because the space is just not allowing it, you get right behind the ball and take a solid 50-50, which was really smart. Really good instincts in the play there. Okay, now we got a double commit. I think this one might be your fault. That's tough, right? This one's a tough call on whose fault this is. I think that you should have challenged this ball right here. I think this would have been your challenge, and after you don't challenge that, you should be leaving the ball for your teammate. Because you see your teammate off to the left, he just stole their boost, so you know he's over there. You know he's playing third man, and he's positioned more so covering that left side of the field. So bam, at this point in time, he can't challenge this ball, but you can. So if you want to, this would be a good challenge to roll yourself up in the path that he would be taking on this ball, right? Which would be this direction. If you get the block, cool. If you don't, you just rotate out. Your teammate gets the next touch. But you end up not challenging the ball that you could, turning off of it, and then challenging again. That's where the mistake, where the misplay comes in. Turning off of the ball and then turning back in to challenge. And that's what causes double commit, because your teammate's like, okay, he's pushing up into the left side. He could challenge this ball. I can't, so I'm going to let him go. And then after you don't challenge, well, he tries to take his turn. But you turn back onto the ball here. We see it from his perspective, right? He can't go for this. You can. Cool. And then you don't go. And then you do go. You see how that was sort of... Your teammate did nothing really wrong here, which I like his car. It's kind of cool. He's letting you go. You don't go, but then you do go. Yeah, that double commit was on you for sure. Good attempt. Good attempt. Honestly, this was... I would have liked to see you catch this ball. It looked like you tried instantly setting up the bounce dribble. You could have caught this and just very quickly push it downfield on your hood. And if Grizzly's getting back in time, then you can flick him. If not, then you can literally just roll it into the open net. But you see all three players from the other team in your corner here. Bam. This right here is a green light to go, get it going to the other side. Which, this touch here, it's just too slow. That touch there is just too slow. It doesn't allow you to capitalize on the triple commit from your opponents. And then also that shot could have been faster, in which case it might have still worked. just slightly mistouched the ball. You did a complete, what, side flip? Yeah, too much of a side flip, not enough of a diagonal flip here. If you had more momentum going into this shot moving forward, you would have had just a little bit extra snap on the ball. And this right here, really bad habit that I was guilty of for the longest time. Thinking that you're covering the net when you're defending, when you're not, right? Look at where you come in position for defense here. Why are you here? Look at how much space there is between you and the actual net. I used to do this a lot when shadow defending, and a lot of people do this when shadow defending, especially in 1v1. They'll come and they'll rotate back to the net, thinking that they have the net covered if somebody's coming up field like this. But just look at how much distance there still is between the net and you. You need to make sure when you're rotating in to defend that you're actually at the back post, not on the wall, leaving all of this space. I used to do this myself a lot. Yeah, so when you're rotating defensively, just try to make sure you're actually at the back post and not defending the wall. Essentially, you're essentially defending the wall. And if you had done that, you would have been here to make this save. Probably wouldn't have mattered since there's 5 seconds left, but you never know. Oh, that's just the FF. Makes sense. Well, that's it, man. Honestly, you're on kickoff, you need to just toggle off your ball cam and go for the boost, or just get comfortable with grabbing the boost while leaving your ball cam on. And besides that, like, there wasn't a lot of big issues. I think a lot of your possessions on the ball were kind of wasted. You need to, especially in solo queue, you need to try to make the most out of every possession that you have, whether that be passing to your teammates upfield, keeping the ball close for a 50-50 on an opponent, making a great solo play, like a nice dribble beating 2 players. You got to do, or even just banging the ball all the way back to your opponent's half where they can't instantly, into open space where there's not going to be somebody instantly banging the ball back to your half. Something like that. You need to make sure you're really being effective on the ball, especially when you're playing passively like you are, because you don't get a ton of chances on the ball. So when you do, you need to try to make the most of it. But other than that, I do really think you positioned well for your teammates' mistakes. You were a little hesitant on one of the goals that they scored, was just because you hesitated too hard. Just gotta iron out some of the kinks. Watch the replay analysis back again, because the things that I pointed out were really the only mistakes that I noticed, and you did pretty well. I would honestly say the biggest thing was just making better plays when you do finally have an opportunity on the ball. But that's going to be it. If you guys want to get a replay analysis like this done yourself, join my Discord, link is in the description, and submit a replay file or a YouTube video to the replay analysis chat channel. Or if you want to cut the line, because it does take me about a month, sometimes even 2, to get to all the replay analysis that are in there, you can skip the line with the sub only replay analysis chat channel, which, as the name implies, you have to be a subscriber on my Twitch or Patreon to get access to. But that's the thing. You support me by spending $5 a month on me. I support you by getting your replay analysis done sooner, so that you can start implementing the stuff that I tell you sooner and quicker. And since we're plugging ourselves right now anyways, also check out the first link in the description. It's my Twitch link. I stream as much as possible. I was streaming every Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday, but my schedule at work is kind of switched up recently, so we're kind of just going with the flow right now, streaming when we can until we get an idea of what our work schedule is going to look like consistently at the moment. So I can't really give you exact dates that I'm streaming at the moment, but still, go drop the follow. I would really appreciate it, and I love seeing new people in the stream who come from the YouTube channel. It feels great whenever somebody comes in and they're like, hey, I'm from the YouTube channel, I like your videos. That makes my day every time. And last but not least, follow me on TikTok. My TikTok's been doing really well lately. I appreciate all the love, and I post a lot of short clips from these replay analysis on my TikTok. It's more short form, digestible, quick tips, but obviously these videos still have a lot of value because not everything from these videos makes it onto this TikTok. So if you have TikTok, which I know most people in this day and age do, follow me on there. That link is also in the description below. And without further ado, guys, that's it. If you made it to the video, I thank you very much. I appreciate your loyalty and your freaking support. Oh, and let's take a look at the last question of the day. So our last question of the day, we asked our Discord, and we didn't at everyone this time because I don't want to spam everybody with at everyone's if they don't want to be a part of this. So I didn't get a lot of responses, but if you're seeing this video and you are in the Discord, it's not too late to go and answer it. I mean, it kind of is too late, but make sure you're checking the question of the day. You know, if you're muting a channel or if you're muting a server, I completely understand because you don't want to get a ton of notifications all the time. Little quick tip, you can individually mute channels instead of muting an entire Discord server, so that way you can still get some of the important notifications. Like when I go live on my live streams, I send out a notification on in this channel. You can mute or unmute this channel individually. Same with my videos. Same with the general chat. That's where people do most of the chatting that you might not want to get hit with notifications constantly. So you unmute the entire server and you just mute the individual channel. But question of the day was, what's your favorite band or musician? Mine is A Day to Remember for sure, man. It's crazy. I didn't know the answer to this question. I thought about it a lot. And like a couple months ago, I made the realization, like, oh my God, like A Day to Remember just has so many good songs. Like almost all of their songs, literally almost all of them. If you like any of their songs, there's a good chance you like 99% of their songs. Like they are just super solid. They never really make a bad song. And man, when you have a band and you like every single one of their songs, how can you not say that that's not your favorite band? You know what I mean? A Day to Remember. Love working out to their music. Gets you super hyped. Love driving down the road with the windows down, blaring their music, making you look like a badass. Yeah, I love A Day to Remember. We had Revan said, I don't have a favorite band. Sorry, bud. All right, cool, dude. And then Slick Schmitty said, currently I'm enjoying Bizzle and Kane. I never heard of them. Sound like they're probably some rap artists or something. But yeah, that's it. That's it. Let me know in the comments below, though, what's your guys' favorite band or musician? I'd be really interested. Maybe I'll check them out, get some new tunes to listen to. Without dragging this on anymore, guys, that's the end of the video. Stay safe out there until the next video. Peace.